Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my studio. We're coming into art show season, and I know a lot of you enjoy making pieces and selling them at art shows, art fairs, craft shows. It's a great outlet, a great place to, be able to create work and then sell your work, be appreciated, have a wonderful time outside, wonderful time, introducing glass fusing to people who maybe don't know what it is and who would really enjoy it and appreciate it. So I know it could be a lot of fun. So Bonnie has asked me what you can do, what projects you can make out of scrap glass to sell at art shows and art fairs and craft shows. So I thought that'd be a terrific topic for a video. So I have a whole bunch of different project ideas here. Now, when you do an art show, first and foremost, do your own work, be original, do original work. Don't copy other people's pieces. Now, take other people's pieces and use them as inspiration. Yes, absolutely. But do your own work. Don't copy. Another key thing is show personality. I've been to some art shows, some of these craft shows, maybe at the mall, the smaller ones where you've got a whole wide variety of things being sold, like coffee cake and coffee and, maybe insurance booths and things like that. So those art shows, people kind of expect to have things that they might use in their yard or things they might use in their kitchen, things that are kind of functional items. So when you go to those places, you have a lot of competition with people, looking at different things that are not even necessarily art related. Think about making sure that you have personality in your pieces. Don't just go for stuff that you think people are going to buy because it's glass. Make projects that show your personality and possibly even the area where you live. Like tropical places, beach areas might have different type of artwork than maybe the mountains or the Midwest or where there's gray and red rocks. You might have different art than if you're in like New England. So keep in mind your area. Maybe you have bears, maybe you have fish, maybe you have turtles, maybe you have any number of different things you might incorporate into your art that are regional. And then speak to those people at the show and say, maybe they're there on vacation, like, oh wow, I want to take a little piece of this home because it has a turtle and there's turtles here, or something along those lines. So that's a great way you can show personality in your art, is by keying into the location and the region where the art show is located. You can also key into your personal style. Like I tend to do a lot of things with bright colors because I love it. And there's enough gray and beige in the world. You can get that elsewhere. You're not going to get it in my art. You're going to see some bright, bold color. And so that kind of speaks, when people see my art, they know it's mine because of the colors I use and the type of designs I use that are spunky and festive and fun and very colorful. Another key thing to think about is transportation and durability. You have to be able to, create these pieces, pack them up, get them to the show successfully, display them successfully, pack them up, and have that customer take them home and have success getting them home. So you're not going to do things that are really delicate or fragile. You want to do projects that are durable and sturdy and will get home safely. So some of these pieces, you might want to consider size. If it's a piece that hangs on a wall, generally the big pieces are the ones that draw people into your booth or into your space. But it's not always the ones that they go home with. So you might have a big piece as your anchor project, your attractant project, but it's probably not the one you're going to sell. You're going to sell other smaller pieces that are similar to that one. Or once they're in the booth, they'll see other things in your booth, in your space that they like, and they may buy those. So a lot of times you want to think about size. How big is the project? Is it sturdy? Can I pack this easily? Will it, fit into my boxes, my containers, to bring them to the show and take them home, take up the least amount of space? If it's something that hangs on the wall, is it durable? Will it, does it have a decent hook on it? A lot of things go into thinking about what to create for art shows. So, and I know if you're doing shows, you've thought of all this stuff, but for those of you who are thinking about maybe getting into it, it can be very fun, very rewarding. Maybe even you're in a community that has a clubhouse, and maybe once a month or every couple of months they have a little show there, and maybe you want to start displaying stuff there. It's a great way to share your art, great way to get some pocket money so you can buy more glass and make more glass fused projects. That's awesome. Another aspect, another way you can sell pieces and get them to really move is to make sure that you are clear. You clearly show what the purpose is. Is it something like this cheese tray that you're going to serve food on it? And if so, you should supply some sort of little thing that they can use to cut the cheese, because then it's very obvious. Now you can buy these online, packs of 12, 24, whatever, inexpensively. You get one of these and you tie it to the cheese tray with a ribbon, or maybe with a piece of twine like we've done here. Make it a complete package. Make it very clear what the purpose is of that project. Now this piece, it's like a trivet, is just primarily decorative. You put it on a stand like I have here. And so this one doesn't really need any further explanation. This project is a spoon rest. Spoon rest is a great, easy to make piece. I would get a little more decorative in the design than I have here. But then, buy these in bulk, tie it on with a little piece of twine or maybe a ribbon, and then it's very clear what this is for. And if you sold this for $15 or $20, you'd be making some money, and people would go home with something, and they'd have a little bit of art in their kitchen, and they would be thinking of you. Also a great idea to sign your work on the back. Also a great idea to include a little card or something with contact information, where they can get a hold of you, where maybe someone could buy another piece down the road. Maybe a friend comes to their house, sees this piece of art and says, oh, that's spectacular, I want one. And they can give them your name and your number. There's a wide variety of different styles and projects here in front of me, and I wanted to hit a little bit on my thinking when I made them. So if you're going to do art shows, it's a good idea to work in series. Working in series means that you have a project in a variety of different sizes. Like I have here, this is a 6-inch plate, a 4-inch circle with the same design, and then another 4-inch circle here. These are working in series. It makes the artwork stronger, makes your booth look stronger. It makes it look like the artist has a real sense of commitment, and you've really selected pieces that you favor, you love, and you put them together. It also may lead to more sales, because if they buy this for $15 or $20, they might want to buy this too for $25 or $30, because then they have companion pieces. And then they've got a little bit of art everywhere. I use this one as a rest for my sponge in the kitchen, and then I put these two on either side of the stove, and that's where I put my spoons. So these would be something you might sell independently or sell as a group. Maybe you sell them both ways, and you get a little bit of a discount if you get all three. Another series I have here are these fish. These are super popular here in Florida. I've got 2 different sizes. Now the smaller one you can sell for less money. These are totally made with scrap, with the exception of the clear glass on the bottom, so real fast and easy to make. They're fun, they're whimsical. No two are the same, so you don't have to make identicals, which is a lot of fun when you're fabricating, that you don't have to keep doing the same pattern over and over. That can get very boring and tedious. And the whole point for us is to have fun, right? So these are great. You can do them in different sizes, any different color combinations, and you sell this one, maybe you'll sell this one as well, because they're companion pieces. And these are just little bowls, so that's what you use those for. You might want to glue a sawtooth hanger on those, then they become wall art. That's great. If you don't have a lot of space and you're working real small, I've got these jewelry pieces. Jewelry is always fabulous and popular, and a great way to get people into your booth. I've got these square rectangular pieces with some beautiful kind of landscape coloring. I've got another green one over here with like landscape coloring, which is lovely. And then I have these round ones with dichroic on them, and that is always a beautiful way to draw people into your booth, is just have some dichroic hanging. Again, so jewelry, great way to, small, compact, easy to pack, easy to transport home. You really never gonna get a call back on, I didn't make it home because it's a piece of jewelry, because these are very, very durable and easy to transport. And if someone is visiting somewhere because they're traveling, there's no reason why they say, oh, I can't fit that in my suitcase, I don't wanna have it shipped. No problem, it goes right in their pocket. All right, what else do we have here? We have these fun little hearts. These are super fast and easy. They're a single piece of white glass. I used a stencil to create the design, and then I did the design in 4 different colors, and then I coordinated ribbons to go with those colors. So those are kind of elegant, they're kind of pretty, They're very simple. You might display these hanging on a wine bottle. You might display these hanging from a rack. You might display them in combination together, so they're a string. That way you can encourage greater number of sales because there are greater number of ways to use them. All right, what else do we have here? We have these fish. Super fast and easy, single layer, tack fused together. You make the little eyeball in advance. What makes these special is the glass that I used. This is called spirit glass, and it has really cool patterns, and those patterns make these fish really interesting. So I've got, basically it's a triangle here, triangle for the tail, triangle for the fin, an eyeball on some fun glass. Tack fused together, put a little hook on there, great. You make a little mobile out of them, make a wind chime out of them. Any number of uses for that. But make sure you show the use. Now, of course, if you have a wind chime, a little more fragile to pack up, a little more fragile in the booth, especially if you have a windy day or rainy day, which here in Florida we get all the time. So keep in mind, maybe a single is better, and you show how they could buy multiples and make the wind chime at home. Might be a great option. All right, I had some students that came down a bunch of times for classes. They did a bunch of art shows, and they told me, put it on a stick. Put anything on a stick, and it will sell. So here I have this fairy, little flying fairy. She's made out of dichroic. This is a piece of copper tubing that you would use for a refrigerator ice maker. You buy it in a roll, it's inexpensive. It's oxidized, which is why it's not copper in color anymore. I flatten this end with a hammer and then glue it to the glass. Then I flatten this end, so when I put it in the dirt, it doesn't spin. And you can do these, and then I just bend it to give it some curvature because it makes it kind of cool looking. And here's another one, a smaller one. So I have a set of 3 of these in 3 different heights. So put a stick on it, it will sell. So great idea there. Now, this could be a butterfly, it could be a dragonfly, it could be a ladybug, could be a bumblebee, could be a butterfly, any number of things, put it on a stick. Here I've got a pretty flower, 3-dimensional. Now this piece right here, a little more difficult to pack and ship. A little more, and you probably want people to buy these in series, so you're gonna need a lot more bubble wrap for this, but it's really pretty. And it's likely you might be able to sell this for a little more money because of the complication, the effort that goes into making this piece of glass. Now this is just a clear glass with blue frit on it, so you really can get less expensive than working with clear. So that's great because your material cost is less there. Another thing to think about is size and shape. 4-inch square, fastest, easy to make, least expensive, no waste. 4-inch circle, a little more complicated, a little more time, a little more waste. So just keep in mind, a lot of things to think about, but I know you got this, and you're gonna just have so much fun out there sharing your glass and showing people glass fusing and, enjoying yourself making these pieces for those shows. For more information on my take on doing art shows and you putting personality into your projects, go check out my blog because I went to an art show and I went there and there was a bunch of fused glass projects and booths and the pieces were just beautiful. As I walked around, I noticed some of the artists, the stuff was like just, plain. I just kept walking. They thought just because it's fused glass, it's going to sell. That's not the case. The booths that I thought were really interesting and the artists I really saw selling their pieces actively, their artwork had personality. It didn't, one woman had all these beautiful flowers. Now, of course, I love flowers. But another person had ocean scenes. Another person had geometrics. Those were the pieces that were selling. The ones where the artist put their heart and soul and personality into the art. And you can do that too. So if you're going to go through the effort and do all this, number 1, have a good time doing it. Number 2, show your personality, and then your pieces will sell and you'll be so happy and really enjoy the process. So thanks for joining me. Please consider becoming a member of my premium video membership. We would love to have you. We're adding new videos all the time. Please like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We love that. Please do that and send your feedback. Thank you, Bonnie, for giving the suggestion. What can you use? What projects can you make out of scrap for art shows? Now, not all of these are out of scrap, but it's a good idea. It's a good start for you. Not every piece has to be the same color, so there's no reason why you couldn't do these flowers out of scrap. No reason why you couldn't do the fish, the jewelry. These little guys could be made out of scrap. Of course they could. So thank you, Bonnie, for that suggestion. We appreciate it. Appreciate you. And thank you to all my members. Appreciate you guys very much. And until next time, happy fusing.